Hey guys, it's Joe. Happy Tuesday. It's time for a Pocket with Joe. I'm excited to be here today. We have some better games on the board. I really feel them a lot better on today's card. I want to say a big shout out to everyone who's already jumping in here. I appreciate you guys. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Had to run out and get some Christmas shopping done. You know how it goes. This season is crazy. I know it is for all of you too, but I hope everyone is having a wonderful day here. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. Did I say Tuesday? Man, I tell you, I don't even know my days of the week. Let's make some freaking money, though. I know which games are on the board. There's 7 games on the board today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, Courtney, thank you again for coming here and showing your support. You got that one on Monday. I am so glad you hit that Monday one. You won $500. That makes me so happy. That is what I'm here for, just to make you guys money. On the days you guys don't make money, it eats away at my soul. I'm not gonna lie. I hate when you guys take my advice and don't make money. I love hearing that you made money. Merry Christmas to you. Let's make some more money today. It's Thursday in Australia. Let me know whereabouts in Oz you're tuning in from. I grew up down in Australia, was born in Barrow, so close to my heart. I miss the warm Christmases, that's for sure. Many sports is jumping in here with his picks today, taking the over the New Jersey Devil, Florida Panthers, Tampa on that money line, Detroit and Montreal. Oh, versus Detroit, Montreal and Colorado, puck line, Nashville. Okay, I'm terrible at reading these off. You guys, not good at reading stuff off there. You are from Melbourne. My brother lives in Melbourne now, so small world. I know you guys are having absolutely gorgeous weather. So you guys, again, big hi to everyone who is watching right now. We're going to go over these games. Like I said, we have 7 on the board. I'm excited for today's games. The New Jersey Devils. What the heck happened to them last night? They are now sitting second in the Metro after losing that game to the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes just dominated over them. Now, if I was to go back in time, I still would have made the same bet. I really do think the Devils need to break this losing streak. They're not as bad as this losing streak that we're seeing, but am I willing to put my money on them tonight? No. Blackwood is expected and go for them. He has a 2.8. Goals against average. We have Bobrovsky expected here right now for the Florida Panthers. We know Bobrovsky is the better goalie in this matchup. He's at 3.26. Now, when we look at the Devils, the values on the Devils tonight at plus 118. They've now lost their last 6. For me, this is kind of a stay away till after the break with the New Jersey Devils. I would not be shocked at all if they come out and win this. And at plus 118, I want to hit that value. But I would rather stay off this bet than lose the bet, if that makes sense. Like stay off and win it versus bet it and then lose it, because I do think this is going to be a hard game with Bobrovsky and goal. Now, we got Jack Hughes for that anytime goal yesterday. He definitely has been one of those players. If you do like the Devils today, I would look at him again. He seems to find a way always to get the puck in the back of the net. The Canes played an incredible defensive game yesterday, but Hughes able to still get that one a solo goal. So the Devils with the Bruins on deck for their next one. It is a complete stay away this week for me. Betting the side with the Devils games, because we look at them, you guys, they are fantastic on the road. 11-2-1 now on the road this season. This team really does need to get back on track. I'm just staying off it till after the Christmas break. I'm going to hit the over in this one, though. I know We've had a couple of you already say, Manny Sports saying that he likes the over in this one, and I like the over 6.5 too. I really do think if you're looking for exact score in this one, this is a 4-3 style game. I think the Devils start getting back on track with getting those goals. We've seen those struggles offensively, and we've also seen the struggles versus the Florida Panthers. I think this is a game where they can get back on track. So give me the over 6.5 here in this one. We know the Panthers did just win this. It was a 4-2 win. So it came under this total of 6.5, but I do think we go over in this one today. These defenses, there's been struggled defensively on both sides of the puck. So I do like the fact that this one goes to that over. Rick, thank you so much for jumping in here. I don't know if I can trust them here, even on that +1.5 on the parlay. I worry about the Devils right now. I don't know if they've just checked out. This team should be winning these games. They should have won that one last night. It should have been a lot closer game than it was. There's something going on. They're in this spell. We know how good they are on the road. Carolina is deadly at home, though, so that was another one. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if they win this one tonight. But with Bobrovsky expected in goal for the Panthers, I think this is going to be one of those games where the Devils, it could go either way. So I'm going to stay up the side here. LA born and raised. Nice to see, Manny. Tijuana Raf. I am so glad you jumped in here with your grandma's picks, not your grandpa's picks. Tijuana Raf riding with his grandma. I know he's not riding with his grandma on the Avs Wild and Knights, the very, very public plays of the day. You guys, if you haven't followed Tijuana Raf, make sure you go give him a follow. Great guy here. And Benjamin, I just want to say a big shout out to you and a thank you for all of your support for my shows. I really appreciate you. Let's make some pocket money. Let's get back to these games. You guys, this is going to be a good game here. The next one we have on the board is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Detroit Red Wings. Now, the Red Wings are another team that is slumping right now, another team that has lost their last 6 games. Husso expected in goal for them. He's got a 2.66 goals against average. They're coming in as the dog at plus 138-ish here. Now, we look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're minus 166. They played last night. Now, they lost to the Leafs, and they got absolutely destroyed in that game by the Leafs. The Leafs able to completely dominate defensively, really limiting the Lightning's ability to get these shots on goal. Now, that was a 4-1 loss for the Lightning in that game last night. They're sitting third in the Atlantic right now. The Sabres are on deck on Friday. So I don't think there's any sort of look ahead spot here, but I do worry. That was a late game last night that the Tampa Bay Lightning did play versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've had to travel here to play the Red Wings here, and this one kicks off at 7 o'clock Eastern. So while I do think Tampa probably comes out and wins this, I'm cautious of that puck line. I wouldn't be hitting the puck line here today. I just think this is a really hard scheduling spot. Now, the Lightning have been solid on the road. They're 4-1 in their last 5 road games. And when we look at the last time these teams played, the Red Wings did get the win. That was on December 6th. It was a 4-2 win for the Red Wings. So the Lightning, though, they have won each of the last 12 games against the Red Wings following a road loss. So they're in a perfect situation to get that 13th win over the Red Wings. Again, at minus 166. I don't love it. I could look at this one probably in regulation. You're going to get better value looking at it in that 60 minutes. Again, this one isn't one that is really hitting any of my premium cards in here. I do think if the Red Wings have a fighting chance with their lack of offensive ability lately, this has to be a lower scoring game. So I think the Red Wings have a little bit of chance, and I think the Lightning, with those tired legs, we see them still playing a strong defensive game, but I don't think we see the pucks flying nonstop in this one. So I'm going to take the under 6.5 in this game. Now, the last 7 meetings, we've seen 5 of those hit that under. We've also seen the Panthers. Oops, sorry, not the Panthers. We've also seen the Red Wings go 3-7 to that under. So I'm liking a low scoring one here. Like I said, the Red Wings just not getting these goals. They're only averaging 2.9 goals per game and 29.1 shots on goal. And the Tampa Bay Lightning are averaging that 3.58, but we know they were limited to one last night because of the outstanding defense by the Maple Leafs. I think the Red Wings put in enough defense in this one to keep it under that total. So I think the best bet is the under 6.5. Okay, the next game on the board. I don't know when McKinnon will be back for this team. I haven't seen any. You guys are seeing early January. I hope he's back right after the break. We definitely need him back here for the Colorado Avalanche. The Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche, this is a game we're talking about, do kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. Now, Colorado, I do not love how they made this line. Minus 285 here. Like we were talking about, McKinnon's still out for this team. And really not the same team. Montreal, I love them here on that puck line. Jake Allen expected in goal. I'm grabbing them plus 1.5 at minus 105. I love their ability to keep digging deep in these games. Montreal is not a team that is giving up. Now, they got that last win over the Coyotes. It was an overtime. It was a 3-2 win. So they had to dig deep there. They're 7th in the Atlantic. They've got the Stars on deck, but Montreal's a team that will not be looking ahead to anyone. They just have to get every single win that they can. They're sitting 15, 15, and 2 on the season right now. On that puck line, they have been nice and solid for us, 17 and 15 on the puck line on the season, and 11 and 5 on the road. So great, strong road puck line dogs here to come in and cover that puck line. And I do think they cover the puck line against the Colorado Avalanche in this one. The Avs just haven't, with Nathan McKinnon out, they haven't been putting up these goals. We haven't seen the offensive production that we saw out of them with Nathan McKinnon in. So I do think this is a closer battle here. We also look at the Avs. They failed to cover that puck line in their last 6 games following a win. And while there's strong trends to that home team, and with how these offenses have been playing, you guys, I got to hit that under 6. I know it's low at 6. It did open at 5.5, has been bet up to 6, but I do think we got a lower scoring one. I think this is probably a 3-2 game here. The only way we hit that 6 is if we get that empty netter. So I'm not too concerned about that empty netter. I don't think it's going to come in. I really do think this is a great game to take Montreal plus the 1.5 and the under 6. I am glad that you love this play. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to get to Edmonton in about, I started reading. See, this is why I cannot read and talk. No value tonight. It's hard to find. Yeah, there is really hard games tonight. Edmonton plus 1.5 versus Dallas. We're going to get to that game in a couple minutes. Don't think we're going to get much value taking Edmonton plus 1.5 versus Dallas. I do lean on Dallas there in regulation, but we'll get to that game. The next game, the Nashville Predators taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Total 5.5 in this one. Now the Nashville Predators come in here at minus 192 on that money line. The Chicago Blackhawks at plus 158. Saros expected here for the Nashville Predators. He's got a 2.84 goals against average. Sorry, I just went blank. 2.84 goals against average. We have Moretz confirmed here for the Chicago Blackhawks. He has a 4.24 goals against average. Now, both of these teams really have been struggling to light up the back of the net with the goals. Their offense is not able to get things done in these games, with the Predators only averaging 2.47 goals per game and 29.9 shots on goal, and the Blackhawks averaging that 2.27 and 26 shots on goal. The really strong thing, though, about the Blackhawks offensively, though, is you look at their ability to win these faceoffs, and they're winning the faceoff battles. They're actually, which is surprising, the best team in the league for winning those faceoffs. So something to consider when you look at this Blackhawks team going forward, how they're able to dominate in that situation. Now, both teams have been allowing these goals in, and that's where I kind of worry a little bit of this total of 5.5, staying under that, because we look at the Preds, they're allowing that 3.07, and the Blackhawks allowing that 3.8. Now the Blackhawks have lost their last 7. Another team just sliding in the wrong direction, sitting 8th in the Central. They lost that last game to the Rangers. Their defense completely fell apart. It was a 7-1 win for the Rangers. Now they have the Columbus Blue Jackets on deck, and again, this isn't a team that is worried at all about who's on deck. This is a team that needs to win every single game that they show up to on the ice. The Predators won their last game in overtime versus Edmonton. They're sitting sixth in the Central right now. They've got the Avs on deck, so they do have a really hard game on deck. Now, the last time these teams played was last season. So last season, the Preds got a 4-3 win. Now, they have failed to cover the puck line in their last 10 as a favorite following a win. So they're kind of like, we talked about the Lightning, how off a road loss, they come in and get the road win. This team fails to cover the puck line in the last 10 as a favorite following a win. So they kind of take their foot off the pedal a little bit. Now, the Preds have not been good on the road. They've lost their last 4 games on the road. They're 1-6 in their last 7 overall. And the home team has gone 6-2 in the last 8 meetings. So when I'm looking at this and you're asking me to take minus 192 on that money line for the Predators, I think they're way overvalued in this one. But I'm not finding any value on the Blackhawks. I wanted to take the Blackhawks plus 1.5. I'm getting minus 165. So I can't take it. There's no value there. I think this is a game just to stay off of. If you want to hit anything, we've got such strong trends to that under. Both offenses struggling, but defense is completely falling apart. This could be an offensive explosion. This game, I'm staying off, you guys. I have no bets, no leans, no nothing in this one. Do what you guys want in this. I could see the Preds getting up to start in the Chicago Blackhawks fighting back in this one, keeping it tight. We have seen the Chicago Blackhawks notoriously slow in that first period. They've lost their last first 6 periods. So if you believe in the Predators tonight and you think they're going to get a win, it would be a nice way to look at them in that first period. And when we look at these teams in the first period on that puck line, laying that half a goal there, they just have to win that first period by a goal. I'm just going to look up the odds here of the Predators in that first period because you're going to get so much better odds. And with the Blackhawks being so slow in that first period, I do like it. So the Predators, minus 0.5 on that puck line in the first period. We are finding value there. That's plus 136. So if you think the Predators can get it done in the first period, that's where I would go. You're going to take Nashville in regulation. We're getting a little bit of value, I guess, with Nashville in regulation in this one. I would go there. I don't love the price we're getting on this one. Again, you guys, South Carolina, I'm so glad. Let me know how the weather is in South Carolina. Nashville in regulation and over 5.5. That looks like a nice way to take it. You never put money on Moretz. I don't blame you. That is for sure. Yeah, we're going to do some World Juniors for sure. I love the World Juniors. Did it last year. Definitely going to do some World Juniors. I will announce those shows coming up. I'm going to have to look at the schedule and let you guys know. Yeah, I think it's a pass for me as well. Okay, Dallas in regulation. We're going to get to that game in one sec. Cold and rainy. Oh, I'm sorry. South Carolina is cold and rainy right now. Let's look at that Dallas game versus the Edmonton Oilers. Now, this one is interesting. 9:30 Eastern tonight. Edmonton comes in here at plus 126 on that money line. Skinner is expected in goal. Now, Skinner has a 2.83 goals against average. They've lost their last 3. They're sitting 4th in the Pacific right now. Edmonton needs to get things back on track. Now, they have the Canucks on deck on Friday, so they have a rivalry game coming up, but they want to beat the Dallas Stars here. Dallas has been playing better. They're off another win. We've seen some up and downs for this Dallas Stars team. Not really sure if they're going to be a stronger defensive or offensive team night in, night out. They've really been surprising in a couple different games. So Ottinger is expected here for them. He has a 2.35 goals against average. The Dallas Stars are averaging that 3.58. Now, Edmonton is averaging the same, 3.58. Edmonton has the better power play, but Dallas is pretty smart. They don't spend a lot of time in the box and have a really strong power or a penalty kill. So this is one of those situations where those really do cancel each other out. The main difference here with these teams is the defensive abilities. The defense of the Oilers is completely struggling with the 3.42 goals against or a 3.42 goals against average for that defense and allowing that 32.8 shots on goal. Now, when we look at the Dallas Stars, they're doing a way better job defensively, only allowing 2.7. Have they been blown out in games? Absolutely. But I trust in this defense more. I trust in Ottinger more. Now, Skinner is in goal for the Edmonton Oilers, who I do trust him more than Jack Campbell. But that being said, Skinner can get hit, and he can get hit nice and hard. Now, the Stars have Montreal on deck. They're sitting nice and sassy first in the Central here. For me, I have to lean on Dallas here to get the win. Dallas in regulation is where I would go with this one at minus 152. It's too high on that money line. And I do lean on this over. I really do think this is another one where we can look at a 4-3 game. Now, I'm hoping it comes in regulation and doesn't get pushed to overtime, but I do think this is a 4-3 game. I think this is going to be a really good game out there on the ice. Now, the only reason I'm not looking to take the Dallas Stars on the puck line, because I could see them getting this one on the puck line, is they have failed to cover the puck line as a favorite in their last 6. So I'm a little wary off that. And now we know Dallas is returning home from a long road trip. This is one of those teams that you do not fade off a road trip. Dallas is one, Vegas is another. Off these road trips, these teams come home really strong. They're 8-3 in their last 11 home games following a road trip of 7 days or more. So I love them in this situation to come out strong. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games. They've won their last 4 games as a favorite. When we look at the Oilers versus teams with winning records, their record stinks. They're 1-5 in their last 6 versus teams with winning records. They're 1-4 in their last 5 overall. They're 1-4 in their last 5 versus Western Conference. I just can't get behind the Oilers here. Could they come out and shock us? Absolutely, but I don't see it happening. I think the Stars keep rolling into the Christmas break, get the next 2 wins, and sit nice at the top of the Central, celebrate over Christmas, and come back and have a couple harder games actually back on a deck. But the Oilers also with the Canucks on deck, I don't like it here. I want to thank you guys. They need Evander Kane back. They absolutely do. Has anyone seen any latest updates? I'm pretty sure he is out for quite a while. I'm hoping he comes back to play hockey. That kind of injury, you guys, you never know. That was just the worst thing ever to see that happen on the ice. Yeah, parlaying on the money line, definitely. I like Dallas on the money line in a parlay. Like I said, this one so easily could go to overtime. I would probably look at some team totals of the Dallas Stars hitting their over 3.5. I really do think the weakness of Edmonton is that defense. So the Dallas Stars, we know how much they can come out firing. So looking at their team total over 3.5, let's just see what we can get here. If it's not too highly juiced, I do think that is a beautiful way to go with this game, actually. Let's pull it up. The Dallas Stars team total over 3.5. We're getting that at plus 100. Whoever hits 4 in this game has won it. Like I said, I think it's a 4-3 game. So, okay, let's move. Yeah, Dallas is a team total. I love we're all on the same page. You guys at plus 100. You got to love it. Vander Kane not returning for 3 to 4 months. I really hope he comes out and he's able to still have that same control of the puck once back. You took the Oilers over 2.5. The Oilers over 2.5. That is a pretty nice bet there. I just offensively, as of late, this team has been kind of scary. So over 2.5, I'm getting that at minus 166. So a little bit higher. But I do think that if you're parlaying, that would be a nice way to take that. Okay, next game on the board, you guys. Look at the Arizona Coyotes taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, like Tijuana Raf came in here, all the public is on Vegas in this one. I can see why, though. So this is an interesting one. Logan Thompson expected here for the Vegas Golden Knights. He has a 2.64 goals against average. Vegas is rolling in here at minus 315. Huge favorites here over the Arizona Coyotes, who are plus 250 on that money line if you believe in them. Vamelka expected in goal for them. He's a 3.11. Now, when we look at these teams, vastly different, except for the fact they both lost their last 2 games. We have the Arizona Coyotes sitting 7th in the Central We still have Vegas sitting first in the Pacific. I have to hit Vegas in the first period, you guys. Vegas in the first period, we have made more money than we've lost betting this bet with Vegas in the first period. They come out strong in that first period. They come out strong at home as well. I think this is one that they get a nice goal up on the Arizona Coyotes. Now, can I take them for the full game? No way. We know this Coyotes team is digging so deep. Am I going to be shocked if Vegas wins this 4-0 or 4-1? Absolutely not. But I don't want to risk it. I like that first period. I think that's where your best value is. If you take Vegas in the first period on that puck line at minus 0.5, we're getting that at plus 110. There's no value in Vegas in regulation in those 60 minutes. I'm getting minus 184. So maybe some value for parlay reasons, but the Coyotes have completely struggled in Vegas. They haven't won one of the last 8 meetings in Vegas. Now, the thing about Vegas on that puck line, at home, they're 5-12 on that puck line. They've lost the last 7 on the puck line at home. I cannot trust them on that puck line at home. Again, I won't be surprised if they cover it against the Coyotes here. Now, the Coyotes have lost their last 11 games versus Pacific Division opponents. So they're really struggling versus the Pacific as well. These teams just so different on both sides of the puck with what they are allowing. Logan Thompson, a way better goalie in here as well. I'm leaning on this under because I really don't see where the goals are coming for Arizona. But as I say that, I remember the last time I sat here, took an under because I didn't see where the goals were coming for Arizona, and they won. If you guys can remember which game that is, because I can't remember, let me know. But I just, I don't see them coming in. If Logan Thompson isn't in here, I still do think with Hill, if he comes in, this will be a lower scoring one. Now, Vegas on deck has the Blues on deck on Friday. And then when we look at the Arizona Coyotes, they have the Kings on deck on Friday. So both these teams got one more game left before they head for Christmas break. It's going to be an interesting one. The Knights do have a lot of injuries. You're right. But you look at these two teams, definitely the better one. Yeah, Vegas at minus 1.5. If you guys have faith in them tonight, I like them just in that first period. I think that first period is where I feel safe with this team. Yeah, 5-12 on that puck line at home this season. And we look at the Coyotes, you guys, this team has been solid on the puck line, 12-9 on that puck line. The Coyotes on the puck line here, you do have value, but I don't know if I trust this team enough because, like I said, this could be one Vegas just completely blows them out of the water. We're looking at the Arizona Coyotes. If you do like them plus 1.5, it's minus 104. I don't have enough faith in them tonight. I wish I did because you guys know I love that plus money. Riley Smith, definitely good for a goal. Jack Eichel being out for Vegas is definitely making it harder for them here. We're going to move on to that next one, the Minnesota Wild. I do love the Minnesota Wild tonight, and I know this is a really public one. Everyone and their grandmothers on the Minnesota Wild here, but I do think, like you said, laying the 1.5, Jay, on that puck line is where I would go with the Minnesota Wild tonight. I think this is going to be a tighter game to start this one, but then the Wild will empty it out. I don't see the Ducks staying close to them in the second and third period. I do think this one probably stays to that under. I see the Ducks getting a goal early and then kind of Fleury bouncing back off that one goal. So Fleury expected for the Minnesota Wild. Dostal expected here for the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the Ducks lost to the Kings just last night. That was a 4-1 loss in a game that I thought they were going to be able to keep tighter. I think the Minnesota Wild are a better team than the Kings. Now, the Wild sitting third here in the Central. They've won their last 5. This team is rolling hot. I think they roll hot all the way into the break. They have Sharks on deck tomorrow. So they will be on that back-to-back, but I'm not too worried tomorrow for them. I think they win their next 2. Go into Christmas break, all happy with those 2 wins. They have won their last 5 games in Anaheim as well. And the Ducks, they're coming home off that road trip. We talk about teams who are good off a road trip and who are bad. The Ducks, terrible. Off the road trip of 7 days or more, going 1-6 in their last 7 games off a 7-day or more road trip. This is going to be a hard one for them. They are also 0-6 in their last 6 games, playing with no rest on that back-to-back. It's going to be a hard game for them in this one. Give me the Minnesota Wild, laying the 1.5 on that puck line at -120. And again, you guys, I'm going to lean to that under 6, but I'm going to stay off the total here. I don't have as much faith in the total as I do on that puck line. And then when we look at the Anaheim Ducks, they have failed to cover that puck line on that second leg of a back-to-back too. So it's not like they're just bad on the back-to-back and keeping games tight. So they're not at covering the puck line as well. So it will be an interesting one here. Riding with the Wild with the streak. Let's go, you guys. Wild first period. If the Ducks are going to score, it's in that first period. But you know what? I could see this first period being a 2-1. And then things just slowing down, becoming a really tight defensive game. So I don't blame you for taking Wild in the first period, minus that 0.5 on that puck line. I could definitely see it hitting. They do play up to competition, JP. That is a very good point. I love that people are seeing this. They 100% play up to competition. But in this one, I think this on the back-to-back, returning home from the road trip is going to be a struggle for this Ducks team. Can you imagine how many chores their wives have for them as soon as they walk in that door? Not like, yeah, I think it's a hard spot when they get home from long road trips like this. Okay. If the Ducks score, yeah, Zegras definitely should be due tonight. What odds are you getting on him tonight? Yeah, I will try to get that stream off earlier, Jay. I have to do a bunch of recordings with Better Than Vegas, but I will try to get that off before that game. And if not, you guys make sure you stay tuned to my YouTube channel. What I will do is I'll post a video just on that game so you guys have those bets, and then we can do the show like normal. So you guys, let's do a recap. Let's build a parlay. Let's get some freaking money tonight. We all need it for Christmas. Man, Christmas becomes expensive. The New Jersey Devils and the Florida Panthers, you guys, like I said, I'm staying off betting for or against the Devils until we get after the Christmas break. I just think they're on a slide right now. I can't bet against them at this price. My bet would be on the Devils, but if they're not stepping up, they're so strong on the road. I can't get there. I want to take the Devils, but I would rather stay off it. Because they are sliding so terribly right now. But I do think the over 6.5 is a great way to take this one. I think we've got a 4-3 style game all day long here. The last time these teams played, it was a 4-2 win for the Panthers. But I think the Devils get that one more goal, makes it a 4-3. So for the parlay, I'm going to take the over in this one. And Panthers over 6.5. Now, when we look at the Lightning and the Red Wings, you guys, this is one where I'm liking the under. I'm sorry to not have a real big opinion on the sides. I just can't get to the Lightning with the value that we're getting on the money line. Yes, they probably do take it in regulation in this one, but I still don't like what we're getting there. So for myself, I'm going to take the under 6.5 between the Lightning and the Red Wings. The Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche. I think there's so much value here on Montreal, plus that 1.5 at -105. I think they can keep this tight against the Colorado Avalanche. We know Montreal loves to play hard, especially on the road, covering that puck line in 11 games so far on the road this season, only not covering it 5 times. So majority of those times they have been the underdog. We've seen them upset teams like Calgary. They have been strong in some of these games. So give me the Montreal Canadiens plus 1.5. They're sitting 15-2 on the season right now. They would love to get this win. Colorado, no disrespect for them here at all. I think they are a solid team, but they have failed to cover that puck line following a win in their last 6 games. So for the parlay, give me Montreal puck line plus 1.5. And I like that as a straight out bet as well. And I do think you can look at the under in this one. I think we've got a lower scoring game here. We know both of these teams just haven't been scoring the goals that we would like to see out of either of them. The Nashville Predators and the Chicago Blackhawks. This one is at 8:30 Eastern. In this one, you guys, I got to stay off. I do not like a side in either one. I can't find value in either one. If you like the Predators, I would look at that first period because we know the Chicago Blackhawks have been starting off slow. That's the only thing I would bet in this. I might lean on the Preds in regulation, but I don't love their road record, not being able to win any of their last four. This game with no value for me is a stay off. I'm leaving it out of the parlay. I think if you believe in the Predators, hit them in that first period on that puck line because the Blackhawks do not come out fast. The Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. I think this is Dallas's game all day. I'm going to take Dallas on the money line for the parlay, but for a straight up bet, I'd bet them here in regulation in that 60 minutes. I do think they get the job done, but I feel more comfortable with the money line because we know this could go to overtime. I think this is an over game. I really do believe this is a 4-3 win for the Dallas Stars here. I just hope they get that 4-3 win in regulation and not in OT. So this should be a good game on the ice. I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. The next game, we have the Arizona Coyotes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Vegas in the first period is what I'm liking in this one. I've got to lay Vegas laying the 0.5 goals here at plus 110. It's the only place I can find value. I don't like taking huge favorites. You guys know that. For the parlay, let's throw Vegas on the money line here because it's going to change our odds by a little bit, but still going to get great value. Vegas just has not been dominant on that puck line, so I do not believe in them on that puck line tonight. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they do cover that puck line. Arizona has been strong and does play up to opponents like we were talking about. So give me Vegas in the first period. I lean on Vegas in regulation, but again, there's no value there. I think the best value is that first period, and I lean on the under for this game. Now, the Minnesota Wild and the Anaheim Ducks, you guys, I'm with you guys on the Wild laying the 1.5. I think it's the best bet of the day at minus 120. You're still getting value here. I lean on this under, but I'm going to stay off it because if the Wild's defense completely, or the Ducks defense completely falls apart, the Wild are going to steamroll over them and just get, goal after goal, unless they just tighten up and play a defensive game, which I could see as well. So going to stay off the total. Give me the Minnesota Wild laying the 1.5 on that puck line. For the parlay, I'm just going to take the Wild on the money line and call it a day. So, but for a straight up bet, take that puck line. So just to review the parlay, we're going to take the Devils and the Panthers over 6.5. We're going to take the under 6.5 between the Lightning and the Red Wings. Montreal on the puck line plus 1.5. Dallas on the money line, the Wild on the money line, and Vegas on the money line. Yeah, I don't blame anyone that is buying into the Canes. Canes now sitting first in their division. It's super good to see for them. We know how phenomenal the Canes were last season, and watching them in the playoffs, phenomenal what they are able to do. Home ice was huge for them last season. We're not seeing as much of it this season. So it is great to see you guys. Yeah, those stayaways, 2 bad teams, really good to stay away. The biggest parlay I have ever hit. We hit that parlay. So on this show, we hit that parlay the other day. It was a really good parlay for anyone who bet it. We had the other day the Dallas Stars, the Capitals, the over 6.5 for the Bruins, Edmonton Preds over 1.5 in that first period. Buffalo Sabres plus 1.5. They won that game outright. Montreal plus 102 on the money line, and the St. Louis Blues minus 106. So that parlay, my biggest parlay that I've ever won was in the NFL. It was a football Sunday. The last game came down to the Raiders winning their game. And fortunately, I was able to get that win. That was every game on the card for that Sunday football slate, and it was late in the season. It would have been, I believe, week 16, I want to say, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, it was a good one, but I had little money on it, and it still paid out good money. So that's the best one. Came down to the Raiders. That was a panic for sure. Okay, guys. Has been. Okay. You guys are funny. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Again, wild, I think the best way to go. Laying 1.5 on the puck line. If I was going to build another parlay out of these ones, which I like best, it would be, I think if you take the wild on the money line and Vegas on the money line, that would pay out decent. It'd give you probably 2-1 to your money. But you guys, again, I appreciate you so much for being here. And yeah, I did hear about that guy that cashed out, and I would completely have cashed out too if I could have when I had my parlay. I didn't have that option. I did not even realize my parlay was hitting because I had like separate bets out, and then I threw that last minute parlay in. And it wasn't cluing into me when I was watching those afternoon games. And after the afternoon games, I kind of went, oh, and then, oh, that team won? Oh, no, but this team could have won. Yeah, that team won. And then it was one of those, oh my God, the night game coming down to the Raiders. And I wish I remembered who the Raiders were playing. All I know is I was sitting there praying for the Raiders to get the win. And it happened. And they made me sweat to the very last minutes. So it was definitely a great one. But you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's have a great night on the ice. Let's make some freaking money. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Let me look at that schedule for tomorrow's games. Let me just pull it up. Bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, so the first game is at 2:00 Eastern, which is noon my time. I have a show that I have to record. I will try to get a video. I will get a video out between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Toronto Maple Leafs before that game kicks off tomorrow. So make sure you do stay tuned to my YouTube, you guys, and you'll be able to get my thoughts on this game. Should be an interesting one. The Leafs coming off that nice win versus the Lightning at home should be rolling hot into this one. We'll see what the goalies are already looking at this game. We got Toronto huge favorites of -330, +260 for the Philadelphia Flyers. So we'll talk about that one tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned. Remember, if you're looking to shop your lines, head on over to Betstamp, use referral code Madden. If you're looking for my premium picks, you can find them in one of two places. You can head on over to VegasInsider.com. Again, all of my records are tracked over there with my return on investment and everything. So you can head over there, check it out. You can also look at all of my bets on Sharp Rank as well. It's a great community. I encourage you guys to check that out. And then you can find my premium bets and content over at SoBet.io as well. That one is my picks plus 25 other cappers picks over there for one low monthly price. So definitely check that out. Use referral code Joe. But you guys, have a great one. I appreciate you. We will do a Cup of Joe in the NHL. That's exactly what we're going to do tomorrow. So stay tuned for my Cup of Joe tomorrow. Thank you, Anthony. You took the words right out of my mouth. Have a great one, you guys. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, guys.